those poor unfortunate souls.
Hello there, and welcome to a brand new episode of Poor Unfortunate Podcast. I'm Caroline Ameti.
And I'm Connor Perkins. Welcome back to all of our returning listeners. It's great having you here with us. And welcome to any new listeners. Thank you so much for hitting play. Please also remember to hit follow or subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast. That way all of our episodes download to your device. You don't miss out on anything new. And everybody, once we get to the end, we're all going to hit 5 stars and leave a written review wherever you're listening to the podcast. This helps us so much in terms of getting seen in search results, having all the discovery metrics and algorithms pick us up. So if you can do that, that would be the best, and I'll let you know when to do it. Or you can just do it now if you haven't done it. So thanks. So since this is technically a bonus episode, we're not going to do news. However, because this is a strike bonus,
Yes.
I think it is appropriate that we share some strike-related news just very briefly. So as of today, when we are recording this, which it has been a while because Caroline went on a honeymoon because she got married and she deserved that time off. And so we did that.
Thank you.
On the day that we are recording it, it is currently September 25th. And yesterday, Sunday, September 24th, the WGA, the Writers Guild of America that represents the union of all of the screenwriters, and the AMPTP, the Alliance of Motion Picture Television Producers, they finally reached a tentative agreement between the negotiating committee and the AMPTP.
Woo!
So now that deal is going to go to its board for a vote and to all of their members for a vote. So hopefully that means that the writer's strike portion of the strike is over.
Mm-hmm.
Still, there hasn't been any update on negotiations starting back up with SAG-AFTRA, the actors union. However, I personally feel pretty optimistic that now that the writers have secured a deal, getting one for the actors will probably be quite quick to follow. So fingers crossed that happens, and we can all go back to work and all be fairly treated and compensated. So
yes,
good news.
Yay. So who knows how many more of these strike bonuses there will be? Not that this hasn't
maybe
been fun.
It's just 2.
But maybe we're getting to the end. So
maybe
see.
It's just 2.
Yeah. Well, on that note, not knowing how long this would be going on, we will see still. We solicited some ideas from all of you of what kinds of things we should talk about while we are on strike. And we got some fantastic suggestions. We have a lot of things lined up, so we will just roll through them for as long as this is going on. So I want to read one suggestion that we received out loud. So this suggestion came from Morgan, and it says, okay, hear me out. An entire episode dedicated to finding the best Bath & Body Works fall candle scent via bracket. And, we just decided we'll just do that.
Yeah, so we're doing that. That's this episode.
That's what we're doing this episode. We saw that and we were like, wow. It made us feel very seen. Some of these suggestions were just like, wow, y'all really get us.
Yeah.
We love Bath & Body Works. We love fall. We talk about it enough. So
we love
why
candles.
not just really deep dive? And we love brackets too.
Yeah, we
do. Why not just dive right in? So we have created a Beluga Sevruga Bracket.
It's the Fall Candle Showdown Strike Edition.
This might be the silliest episode we will ever do. But we've built out our usual bracket. What is our total number of candles? Is it 32 candles?
There's 32.
32 candles.
There's 32 candles divided between 4 categories. We have cozy/sweet. We have pumpkin. We have nature, and we have their Halloween / luxury seasonal scents that they do. So obviously this doesn't include all of the fall candles that come out because there's just absolutely so many that are available. But we chose some that I think were a good balance, encapsulate a lot of the heavy hitters of the fall season.
Not the heavy hitters.
And shut up.
Oh my God, man.
And this is going to be so freaking fun. Caroline and I each went to a Bath & Body Works with these brackets.
And
on our phones.
I spent a solid hour in that store.
Oh, I was there for an hour and a half. They asked me multiple times if I needed help. And I was like, probably.
I had a time though. It was seriously, y'all, if you have a lunch hour and you just need a mental break and you have a Bath and Body Works nearby, I highly recommend going and just
it's great.
smelling the candles.
Smell the candles brings you peace. My Bath and Body Works also has like it's two-sided, so it has Bath and Body Works, but then it has a White Barn side,
I'm so
which
jealous.
is like just nothing but candles.
Yeah, jealous.
And so that's my heaven. That's that for me.
Gosh.
Okay, so we're gonna go through some of the ones that we've got here. Let's just dive in.
Yeah, let's.
So first up we have Cozy and Sweet. Our first pairing is Cozy Sunday Night, which is a new scent this season, and Praline Delight. So Cozy Sunday Night, what it smells like: sugar, spice, and all things nice on a Sunday. These are taken directly from Bath and Body Works, so like don't come for me. The fragrance notes are warm cinnamon, crystallized ginger, and vanilla bean. Up against Praline Delight, which what it smells like: a nutty, sweet sliver of heaven. And the fragrance notes, I'm not gonna be able to keep it together, are roasted pecans, brown sugar, and creamy caramel. So let's discuss this. Personally, Cozy Sunday Night was like doing it for me. It just is what it smells like. It just like that is my one. Like Praline Delight, I feel like almost gets too sweet.
Yes.
And especially since we're doing candles here, we're not talking about other things. We're talking specifically candles.
Mm-hmm.
Without something more subtle to sort of like cut through it, just getting like the pure essential oil of something overly sweet can sometimes make it a little bit too nauseating. And
it makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Overly sweet. So for me, I would say Cozy Sunday Night.
I'm going to go with you on this one because there were only about 3 candles that my Bath & Body Works did not have. Cozy Sunday Night was unfortunately one of them. However, based off of the description and based off of how I feel about the Praline Delight, I'm going to go with Cozy Sunday Night as well because for me, same thing. It was very buttery smelling to me. And I feel like when that hits you and you're at home, that's one of those candles where I'm sitting watching TV and it's burning and I feel like I'm just like drowning. So it's nice, but it's not for the house for me.
And it's also not quite like hot cocoa and cream at Christmas time where it's like that is it's difference between like a drink and a food.
Yeah.
When we go into the food realm in candles at Bath and Body Works, it always gets a little hit or miss iffy for me. Drinks are pretty solid for me. But Cozy Sunday Night, I will say, this is one that completely took me by surprise and I almost walked out of there with a 3-wick of it. It's new this year and I was here for it. So
I'm excited to smell that.
Congrats, Cozy Sunday Night.
Good job. Moving on. Oh, very nice. All right, in our next pairing, we have Marshmallow Fireside and Champagne Apple and Honey. So, description of Marshmallow Fireside. What it smells like. Sweet treats and memories round the bonfire. These just absolutely kill me.
I love it.
Fragrance notes. Toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire-roasted vanilla, and crystallized amber. And for Champagne Apple and Honey, what it smells like. Crisp, bubbly with the sweet kiss of apple.
Ooh, that sweet kiss.
It's sweet kiss. Oh, God. Mom, I hope you're proud of me. Look at what I'm doing with my life. Fragrance notes.
Listen, it's a
are
strike.
crisp apple, sparkling champagne, and jasmine honey. So for me, it's kind of no contest. I love Marshmallow Fireside. It's like the subtle sweet and smoky combination I always love.
The sweet and smoky is so good.
Yeah, and for me, the Champagne Apple and Honey has always reminded me of the smell of just like shampoo. It doesn't read, it's a little soapy for me. So again, it's just like, I don't want that. It's too much for me to have in my home. And it doesn't 100% read to me the things that they're saying it's supposed to smell like. So it's a pretty easy one.
See, I like Champagne Apple and Honey. I put it as like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. But Marshmallow Fireside, like there's a reason why this scent has stuck around for so long. And it's because it's just like, it is just fully solid. And usually will go through fall into even like the Christmas and winter scents as well.
Yes,
Because
yes.
it's
I was
just
going to say, I've burned it at Christmas for sure.
This
yeah.
is a strong contender here.
It
but,
is.
I mean, champagne apple and honey, they've been pushing a lot in like body care this year.
I could see that because, again, it's soapy
I need to talk about, and right, that's where I think it probably belongs.
Yeah.
Some of the things that they've really been pushing this year, listen, folks, it's confusing to me, and I'll get to it in the pumpkin section.
Oh, yes.
I have thoughts about what they've been doing this year, but I'm with you. Marshmallow Fireside is going to be hard to beat.
I agree with you.
All right. Next up in Cozy and Sweet, we have one of Conor's signature scents.
It is.
Flannel. What it smells like cuddling up on a chilly fall night. You know how that smells, right? The fragrance notes are fresh bergamot, heirloom mahogany, and soft musk. It's just such a Conor smell.
It is.
And this is up against apple macchiato, which is another new scent this year. And what it smells like is a fresh, fruity fall celebration. The fragrance notes are Washington spiced apples, a hint of cinnamon, caramel drizzle, and frothed milk. I don't know how that they're getting the smell of frothed milk in there. Specifically that it's frothed.
The frothed milk. Oh, God.
But I was very, very excited for apple macchiato when they released it when they announced it on their like fall preview. I was like, oh, this is going to be it. This is going to be it for me. And then when I got there, it underwhelmed me, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm. I understand. I do. And I'm not sure here because for me, my favorite candle and fall candle ever, y'all, used to be Cider Lane. And I feel like this is sort of the closest thing to it now because of the caramel and the apple, but it is not Cider Lane. So I do feel like I'm leaning towards it a little because I miss Cider Lane. And the funny thing is I'm biased in that way. And then I'm also biased with flannel because I literally, my only note next to it is like, this smells like Conor. So it's like, how do I decide? Like, I guess it's, flannel to me, I don't associate it with fall now. I just associate it with like being at home. So I guess it wins for that reason. And because I'm pissed that they discontinued Cider Lane because Cider Lane was the superior version of this type of smell.
I also feel like with apple macchiato, there are more superior apple scents in their
I agree with you.
library. Yeah. And there are also more superior coffee scents.
Definitely agree.
And there are also more superior coffee fall scents.
Damn. Well, I couldn't have said it better.
In the past, they haven't necessarily come out this year, but
yeah, the pumpkin spice latte is good. Yeah, and that has a coffee note for sure. Yeah,
I mean, if we're doing coffee, it's Paris Cafe or bust. Like, let's be real.
And talk about strong. Oh, baby, that will knock you over, but it sure smells good.
Literally, I lit it the other night while I was reading Red, White, and Royal Blue, and it was just such a good time. All right, so flannel wins that, right?
Flannel wins that. Yeah. Okay. Our final pairing of the cozy and sweet category, we have autumn chai and spiced blackberry cider. Autumn chai, what it smells like. A comforting, warm cup of chai on a chilly morning. Fragrance notes are cinnamon chai, French vanilla froth, and smooth caramel.
Gotta get that froth in there.
Yeah, they love the froth. And then spiced blackberry cider, what it smells like. A spicy autumn cocktail. Fragrance notes are mulled blackberries, simmered cider, and a cinnamon stick garnish. So disclaimer, this was one of the other ones that my Bath & Body Works did not have. They did not have the spiced blackberry cider. So I was only able to smell the autumn chai. And my note on that was, it's pretty much what you would expect. It's a little sweet. Reminds me a little bit of a Christmas smell, though. So I don't know. So tell me about what you thought of the blackberry cider.
Spiced blackberry cider smells kind of exactly as you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
It was very sweet. I think this might actually be the lowest that no, it's not.
Oh, wow.
I put it at like a 5 out of 10. I mean, I like the diversity in the scent that we have blackberry coming in because that's a really great fall scent that I feel like is usually underutilized considering we have an entire category designated for pumpkin. So it's nice that like blackberry gets a moment.
Yeah.
I just don't know if this it felt like the scents were a little bit at war with one another. It was very powerful. And as a candle, again, I feel like it would probably be overpowering in a way that the chai, I could handle that a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't
more
overly
being lit.
buttery or anything. So I'll give it that.
Yeah. Like the spiced blackberry cider, I feel like that's another one that is much better suited to body care than.
Oh, okay.
Like I do like a lot of fruity scents, but this one, when they're combining, so it's very strong. It was very, very strong.
All right, let's give it to chai then. Yeah. All right.
I'll give it to autumn chai. So now we're moving into our pumpkin category. Our first two that we have here, sweet cinnamon pumpkin. The fall staple. One of like the first fall scents that Bath & Body Works ever debuted.
Yeah.
Which has been sidelined this year, mistakenly, to pumpkin pecan waffles.
Ooh, no.
And I'm furious.
There was a lot of waffles, yeah.
We had to wait until fall equinox before they brought out the 3-wick of sweet cinnamon pumpkin. When they did fall preview, sweet cinnamon pumpkin wasn't even available as a 3-wick. It was an online exclusive. It's unacceptable. Sweet cinnamon pumpkin versus blueberry pumpkin patch. Blueberry pumpkin patch is another new one this year. Sweet cinnamon pumpkin, what it smells like. Sweet, spiced, creamy pumpkin, aka the essence of fall. And they're not wrong. Fragrance notes. Warm cinnamon, fresh ground clove, vanilla cream, and brown sugar. When warm vanilla sugar dresses up for Halloween, she becomes sweet cinnamon pumpkin. Blueberry pumpkin patch, what it smells like. A fresh, fruity fall celebration. Fragrance notes. Farm fresh blueberries, ripe pumpkin, and autumn spice. Listen, I mean, sweet cinnamon pumpkin is the 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's burning in my apartment literally as we record this. And it makes me feel so happy. I love it.
Now, here's the thing, though. For me, sweet cinnamon pumpkin, it obviously trounces blueberry pumpkin patch. But I will say the most perfectly distilled version of sweet cinnamon pumpkin is the foaming hand soap. The scent is slightly different because of how it's carried over the foaming soap. And that is going to be something that we're going to have to keep an eye on with sweet cinnamon pumpkin.
Okay.
But obviously sweet cinnamon pumpkin wins this round. No contest for me.
Yeah, same. I just have to shout out blueberry pumpkin patch though, because I was like, ew, I'm going to hate this. And then I smelled it and listen, because I don't really like blueberry things. And I smelled the blueberry, but it did. The way that it mixed with the pumpkin was not bad. It was not bad.
It was surprising.
I liked it.
It was surprising.
Yeah, I liked it.
Good try.
Yeah, it tried. Okay, moving right along in the pumpkin category, we have pumpkin apple and pumpkin pecan waffles. Pumpkin apple, what it smells like, the best of both iconic fall scents. Fragrance notes are red delicious apple, fall pumpkin, fresh ground cinnamon, and clove buds. And then pumpkin pecan waffles, what it smells like, a nutty, sweet fall breakfast treat. Fragrance notes, maple syrup, golden waffles, pumpkin spice, and brown sugar. And a bit like you in the last category, Connor, pumpkin apple is one of the best for me, period.
It is.
It just is so... You know what? I have it right here and I just need to take a little whiff. Hang on, here's some ASMR.
Take a whiff.
Here's a little ASMR.
That was a very aggressive ASMR.
Oh God. Oh my God. It's one of the best. It is that, talk about endorphin hit. That smell gets me every time. It's so good.
Pumpkin apple is very good. Though honestly, I would call it apple pumpkin because I do think the apple is stronger than the pumpkin.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's pumpkin, to be real with you. It's like apple and hang on.
She's gonna smell again. The pumpkin will come through. But apple is
it's
apple is what you start with, and apple is what you end with. But the pumpkin comes in the middle.
But it's interesting. It's a different apple because there's one, and we'll get to it, and I'll remember. There's one that smells like biting into a fresh apple. This apple is not that, and I like that.
Yes.
It's a sweet apple.
No, I agree.
Yeah. It's
I
not
agree.
a fresh
I
apple. It's a
agree.
sweet apple, and it's perfection. This one reminds me a little bit of the apple of the cider lane as well, so I just love it. And then the pumpkin pecan waffles is just too sweet. It's too sweet.
It was a 3 out of 10. It was nauseating for me.
It's kind of nauseating, yeah.
It doesn't. I honestly, I don't even really know what to make of all of the smells because they are all trying so hard. Maple syrup is such a strong scent. Pumpkin spice is such a strong scent. The waffle, like battery smell is such a strong scent that there's nothing that they're not layering on top of one another in order to like take the scent into the next level. They're all just like fighting for control.
Yeah.
And so it's just not good. And not even something that I would want to put on my body as a lotion either. I don't know why they have I don't know why they have pushed it so hard this year. That used to be and rightfully was Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin's place. And they need to knock this the fuck out because you don't do that. You just don't.
Oh my God.
Next up, we have White Pumpkin and Pumpkin Bonfire. So White Pumpkin, what it smells like, it is classic pumpkin with a modern spicy twist, which I think is a really, really good description of it, actually.
It is, yes.
So it is gingered white pumpkin, caramel glaze, and warm blended spices. Pumpkin Bonfire, what it smells like, our toasty take on a gorgeous fall staple. Gorgeous spelled Gourd.
You're kidding
because,
me.
Haha. No. And then the fragrance notes, white pumpkin, a bundle of clove buds, and glowing embers.
Ooh.
They're tied for me.
They're
both at an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
White pumpkin is like a cooler sweet cinnamon pumpkin for me. It feels like, bear with me. Sweet cinnamon pumpkin is to October what white pumpkin is to November.
No, that makes perfect sense because it's way heavier in the clove family, which reads November to me. Yes.
And so it's like our Thanksgiving transition into Christmas. White pumpkin is the Thanksgiving scent.
It is. You are completely correct. Yes.
Pumpkin Bonfire. This is one that I actually hadn't really ever paid attention to until this year.
Same.
And whoa, did it just yank the rug out from under me. It is
too.
all of the joy of Marshmallow Fireside, but with pumpkin. Like,
yes, let me talk to you about this. Okay. Number one.
Please do.
I walked out with it. So once again, let me open it for you.
Jesus Christ. This was her 2 for $24 today.
Yes.
Taken down even further to $2 for $9 each.
Y'all,
so
don't even get me started on the deal that I got today. Please just go in with your coupons. That's all I can say. This I cannot believe this. Like of the 2 candles I bought, this was one of them. And for me, and we'll get to this when we talk about the Halloween category, most of the Halloween smells are not hitting for me. And this the gray color of the candle does help, but it reads Halloween to me, which I love. And it's just personal preference, but I completely agree with you. White pumpkin is November. Absolutely. My personal smell preference, I don't love when things lean into the clove smell too much.
I love clove.
I have like bad scent memories associated with that. Long story. But trauma. But for some reason also, like when you say white pumpkin to me, I actually would expect it to be less clove heavy based on the name than sweet cinnamon pumpkin. White pumpkin to me is like pumpkin and vanilla and like almost like no clove. So it confuses me. But all this to say, just the pumpkin bonfire blew me away and I bought it. So I feel like for me, that's how I decide.
And I think I have to go with you on pumpkin bonfire because I also walked out with a pumpkin bonfire and I've never bought a white pumpkin.
Neither have I.
It has to come to like there's something that just like captured me about pumpkin bonfire. So
just like Cider Lane took over my Halloween in 2019, I believe it was. And I think pumpkin bonfire is about to take over my 2023 Halloween. So there you go. All right, the final pairing of the pumpkin category. We have pumpkin clove and pumpkin snickerdoodle. Pumpkin clove, what it smells like. A pumpkin spice dream come to life. Fragrance notes are clove buds, ground cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, and fresh pumpkin. And then we have pumpkin snickerdoodle, what it smells like. The fall version of the warm, sweet treat you know and love. Fragrance notes, warm sugar cookies, ground cinnamon, fresh nutmeg, and sprinkled with sugar. This is an interesting one for me. For pumpkin snickerdoodle, it's warm and sweet. It's nice. It's fine. I think I prefer whatever the snickerdoodle Christmas scent is. But then at the same time, both of these out of all of the pumpkins were the most nondescript for me because pumpkin clove is nice. It's nice. But to me, it's like nothing unique. Like I feel like I could pick up a candle from anywhere that sells fall candles and I could smell this. So I don't know. I feel kind of the same about both of them. What do you think?
Pumpkin clove. When I went with my mom on one of my 4 times that I went to Bath & Body Works this month, they didn't have sweet cinnamon pumpkin in candle form. And I smelled pumpkin clove and it very much filled
it
that
does.
vibe for me. And we've been burning it a lot in our house. And I have to say, what it has that sweet cinnamon pumpkin does not have is the nutmeg. The nutmeg is like a top note that comes through. And especially in like a big house, when I'm upstairs, the nutmeg hits me first and then everything else.
Okay.
And it's really, really nice, actually.
All right.
So there's a part of me that says perhaps in candle form, pumpkin clove may be elite to sweet cinnamon pumpkin in candle form.
Interesting.
But I'm not. They are incredibly similar.
They're
though.
very similar. That's why I was like, it's not that unique. But I could probably give it to that, I guess, because
I think over pumpkin snickerdoodle, because pumpkin snickerdoodle, again.
You don't like the pumpkin baked goods ones. You really don't like that. The waffles,
well, we're
the
just baking the wrong things. Because the
snickerdoodles.
snickerdoodle already is cinnamon sugar.
Yeah.
And one of the signature scents of a pumpkin spice is cinnamon and sugar. Cinnamon, sugar, nutmeg, clove, allspice. That's pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Not actually pumpkin.
I can't remember what the name of the Christmas snickerdoodle one is, but I like that one better.
Yeah.
Pumpkin clove.
So I'm gonna say pumpkin clove.
Sure. Yeah.
Now we're on to nature. Our first 2 that we have up. One of Bath and Body Works' most popular fall candles, Leaves. And that is up against Fall Forest. So Leaves, what it smells like, spiced, fruity, and oh so cozy. Basically everything you love about fall. Fragrance notes, crisp red apple, golden nectar, and warm clove spice. Fall Forest, what it smells like, a tranquil walk through the woods. The fragrance notes, forest pine needles, woodland moss, and chilly fall air. Fall Forest, next to Leaves, is never going to win. Leaves is a 10 out of 10 candle for me. It is right there with sweet cinnamon pumpkin for me. I leave every year with like a sweet cinnamon pumpkin candle and a Leaves candle. I have Leaves as my hand sanitizer. Leaves is burning behind me. Leaves is I have as a car fragrance. It's
you do.
Good ass scent. My mom bought the entire body Caroline of Leaves.
Wow.
So there is a lot of love for Leaves in my household. And Fall Forest, while it smelled nice, it was a 6 out of 10 for me because nothing about it really smelled fall.
Okay.
It almost started bordering into like not as great as fresh balsam for winter, but just sort of smelled like a pine forest, which doesn't really, like, what about it makes it fall? You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, if we're going to call this Fall Forest, what makes it specifically fall? And there wasn't anything in even like the fragrance notes that made it feel fall. Like, even if it just had like a little hint of apple in the air or something like that, that could have done something really nice for it, but it just felt like grass. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, sucks. I wish I had smelled that. My Bath & Body Works do not have fall forest. I find myself right now leaning more towards like the naturey, trees, moss, earthy kind of thing. So I wonder what I would have thought. It's interesting. I have an interesting relationship with leaves because I always forget what leaves smells like. And every time I cracked open the leaves here that I had left over, I guess from last year, or somebody gave it to me. And that's never what I expect leaves to smell like. It's, again, just so clovey to me. It's interesting. I'll let you have this one because you love it, but it's not my favorite thing. It's just not.
Ooh, okay. This is gonna get rough.
Yeah, but I have to give it because I haven't smelled the other one. So
honestly, I think even still, if you had smelled fall forest, I personally love those like foresty, cypressy, evergreen smells.
Yeah.
Fresh balsam is one of my like top 5 favorite scents of all time. And fall forest doesn't touch it.
Yeah, I believe you. I'll give it to leaves. Yeah.
So leaves is our winner there.
All right. So next in the lineup, we have mountain teak wood against mahogany apple. Mountain teak wood, what it smells like. Waking up in a cozy cabin, refreshing and woodsy. Fragrance notes are crisp mountain air, rich teak wood, and a touch of fresh eucalyptus. Mahogany apple, what it smells like. Apple picking in your favorite flannel. Honestly, that's a great description.
It is so
It's such a good description. The fragrance notes. Red mahogany woods, golden delicious apple, pink peppercorn, and fresh lavender sprigs. I have to say, do I get all of those notes? Not necessarily.
Yes.
Okay.
Then fix your nose.
Here's what I'll say. I really enjoyed mountain teak wood because for me, a lot of the other like mahogany teak wood I love, but can be a little strong for me, which is why it's so funny that they sell an intense one because I'm like, geez, it's already intense.
I had very similar note to that because I was like, I definitely smell the teak wood in it. But I think this is the trap with Bath & Body Works. Anytime they put mahogany into something, a new scent is formed. Anytime they put teak wood into something, it just feels like a knockoff mahogany teak wood.
Interesting. And I agree, it kind of is. But for me, it was a win because sometimes the mahogany teak wood is just too strong for me to burn, whereas I could definitely see myself being able to burn this for a long time and really like it. And I like the mahogany apple, but for me, I prefer it, again, like you were saying about sweet cinnamon pumpkin, I prefer it as a soap rather than a candle. Yeah.
No.
It's a soap.
No, mahogany apple is a 10 out of 10 for me. It is my favorite fall candle ever.
Shoot.
It is my smell. I remember when it came out. It came out during the pandemic. I had it that year. I had it the year after. I have one here. I have it in my car. I have it in my bedroom. I'm not budging.
I'll give it to you if you feel that strongly about it, but I just want to say...
I feel that strongly about it.
I dissent, but I'll give it to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I can't afford to lose a friendship right now.
Yeah, sure.
I probably... Listen.
I will dissent and commit.
Mahogany apple more so than flannel is like Connor's fall scent.
Guys, it's a soap.
Because
it is. It's a soap.
It is. I mean, they do make it as like a hand soap, but
that's what I mean.
That's even new. They didn't.
It smells better that
mahogany,
way.
Bitch, when mahogany apple came out, it came out only as a candle. And then
it's you guys. It's good, but it's
everything.
Like a punch in the face. It's so much.
All right. Wow. Okay, my blood is pumping right now. Next up, we have Sweater Weather, another fan favorite, and Sunrise Woods. So Sweater Weather, what it smells like: a cool fall day in your favorite knit. Fragrance notes are fresh sage, juniper berry, aromatic eucalyptus, and fresh woods. And then Sunrise Woods, what it smells like: the lingering sweet woodsy air on your sweater after an early morning forest walk. Fragrance notes are creamy sandalwood, sweet berries, and cozy cashmere. Both of these ranked 7 out of 10 for me, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Sweater weather for me is very much November/December.
I have the same exact note.
There's a reason why sweater weather sticks around into winter months.
It's December.
And it's because it has some of those like wintry elements to it. It's very nice. It's a really, really good, just like overall season, but feeling fall specific, not necessarily. Also, I prefer sweater weather in hand sanitizer, in
It is a very good hand sanitizer, yes.
in like soap, as opposed to, I mean, I do like it as a candle though too. Sunrise Woods, I thought it was sweet. I thought it was nice. It did not feel like anything super duper special to me. If sweater weather did not come back next fall, people would flip out, and rightfully so. It does have a very unique scent profile for their fall scents. It's very unlike a lot of the other fall scents, partially because it's a little bit of a winter scent. Sunrise Woods did not feel specific enough to me that if it were to not come back next year, I would notice. That makes sense.
It does. And I can't say that I disagree with you either. But I don't know, because for me, 100% sweater weather is a December smell for me. You're right. People would freak if they didn't bring it back. You can't really find that anywhere else. I'm just a little bit personally over sweater weather. I agree with what you said about Sunrise Woods. Like, it's kind of, I wouldn't really remember, like, I can't scent recall it at this moment. However, I do know that when I opened it and smelled it, I got this like endorphin tingle. Like, it gave me a very good feeling. And I think a lot of these fall scents really punch you in the face, and this one doesn't. And I want to put a little respect on that, because sometimes it gave me a fall feeling, but it's not super specific, super strong. And I think sometimes that's necessary, but it feels wrong to not have sweater weather win. But I'm just really over it, and it's Christmas to me.
Yeah.
I got a really good feeling from Sunrise Woods.
Because you had such a strong feeling about Sunrise Woods and have such a strong negative feeling about sweater weather, and because I'm tied on both of them, I'll let you make the call for this one.
Let's give it to Sunrise Woods. I know it will not probably get much further, but I have to say, I really I put an exclamation point next to it, because something happened to me when I smelled it, and I felt very happy. Yeah.
I mean, I liked it.
Give
I
it a
certainly
chance,
liked
people.
it when I smelled it.
Yeah, if you want something that's more low-key, this is a very good choice.
My thing is, I've never walked away with a Sunrise Woods item, and I have repeatedly walked away with sweater weather things.
I will tell you, I considered it. I considered it when I was picking my single wick. It was in the running, but they didn't. Actually, that's what it was. It was only in 3-wick, and I wanted to try it in single, and they didn't have that. So that's why I didn't buy it.
Yeah. All right. Our last two in the nature category, we have Autumn Woods and Walk in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
So Autumn Woods, what it smells like: a fall stroll through an enchanted forest. Fragrance notes: dark walnut, English lavender, and white amber. Walk in the Woods, what it smells like is a scenic hike through a wooded forest. Fragrance notes are forest cedarwood, crisp patchouli, and dark peppercorns. I'm tied on these again.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these two scents were probably the most surprising for me.
Agree.
In all of the candles that I smelled. I've smelled Autumn Woods before, but I've always usually forgotten it. But it's one that every time I smell it, I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. So much so that I think I had Autumn on the list first. And then when I went, I was like, I smelled Autumn Woods. I'm like, change Autumn out for Autumn Woods, because you need to smell Autumn Woods. That needs to be on our bracket.
Yeah.
There's something about the individual notes, because they're very unique. The walnut, the lavender, but you get all of that really, really clearly. And I don't know, it just feels like something special to me.
Yeah.
It feels like a nice late September. And I guess maybe there was something that the stars aligned, going to smell it in late September when it feels like, it felt like, oh, this is peak Autumn Woods moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then Walk in the Woods, the leather notes in it were doing it for me.
Let me tell you, I think for those of you out there who are fans of a Court of Thorns and Roses series, if there was a candle that was that series, I think it would be Walk in the Woods. Because
this
there's
is
something
at least
sexy.
The cabin.
Yeah.
This is the Lyrian Steps, baby.
It is nature plus sexy. This also did something to me. It did
I
something to me.
found myself coming back to this
Me
one repeatedly in the store, debating whether or not I was going to buy it, smelling it over and over again to be like, am I making this up? Am I smelling something that I'm not smelling?
I even asked because I wasn't in the market for a 3-wick at the time because I have enough. I knew I was going to buy 2 single wicks. I loved it so much that I asked if they had it in single wick, and they did not. But I fell in love with it.
Yeah, this is actually one of the toughest ones for me because I fell in love with both of these and considered getting both of these.
Yeah.
I looked around for a wallflower of Autumn Woods, and I looked around for a wallflower of Walk in the Woods, and they didn't have either when I was there. And I was bummed, but I was going to leave with 2 of them.
Yeah, I wanted to leave with Walk in the Woods, and I will, because pretty soon I will have another reward, or there will be a sale on 3-wicks, and that is fully the 3-wick that I plan on purchasing.
Now, specifically as a fall scent, does it read fall to you specifically, or does it read anytime?
No, I think it reads fall. It just is not like cozy fall. It's a different kind of fall.
Yeah.
It's sexy fall.
Patchouli is something that is a very divisive in the scent community.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it, but patchouli was not what I was like getting from this, which usually once you put patchouli in something, it's kind of like all you smell.
This was subtle. It was pretty subtle.
Yeah. And I love a peppercorn. I love a wood note.
I fully will read my Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I will burn this, and it will be amazing.
Fuck it. Let's give it to Walk in the Woods.
Let's do it.
New this year.
Good for it.
I'm actually really pleased with how many newbies are kind of pulling through this year. They
made some good ones this year. So let's talk about the Halloween category. Our first Halloween pairing, we have Vampire Blood and Perfect Pumpkin. So disclaimer, Perfect Pumpkin, I believe, is only in soap form. But we needed another Halloween smell to fill this out. So we're going to roll with it. So let's talk about these. Vampire Blood, what it smells like. Equal parts fruity, floral, and frightful. Fragrance notes are red berries, night blooming jasmine, and plum. Then, Perfect Pumpkin, what it smells like. Delightfully sweet with a mischievous side. Fragrance notes are carved pumpkin, spooky cinnamon, and moonlight vanilla. This is a tricky one for me because
Perfect Pumpkin is essentially sweet cinnamon pumpkin.
It is. When they say it has a mischievous edge, it's funny. I do know what they're talking about. It's a little orangey, and I don't know, that reads mischievous to me a little.
Yeah, no. That's right. Okay, yeah.
So, and I think I'm a little biased because I remember whenever it was that Vampire Blood debuted, I was like, hell yes. I remember one of the years they had a 3-wick with like a black and white like woods on it. It was like I was so into the vibes. And then when I smelled it, it just wasn't what I wanted. It was just too fruity and babyish smelling for me. It smells like a little kid smell, you know?
That is what I said.
It's not sophisticated.
About Vampire Blood. And it's one that I also think about like Midnight Spell as well. It feels like very middle school girl.
It smells like a lip smackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's a fantastic hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not sophisticated enough for a candle. No.
I don't think so. But also, it's up against Perfect Pumpkin, which like technically isn't even a candle.
Well,
so that's why I feel like I have to give. I will say, like, out of some of them, out of a lot of these, I think Vampire
it's better
Blood
than some of the other ones. Yeah,
is better than some of the others.
There's one that I really dislike. So fine.
If we put it down for design as well, the Vampire
and I like
Blood
the idea.
design this year.
Yeah,
the designs have been pretty good, especially with the accompanying pedestals that were specifically
with
for
blood
Vampire Blood.
Stuff. Yeah,
they were kind of nice. So I would say between these two, I feel like I have to give it to Vampire Blood.
I like the idea of like someone was like, we should make a Vampire Blood scent. It was a good idea. So fine. Next in the Halloween category, we have Everlasting Magic, Everlasting Love, and Moonlit Graveyard. So, Everlasting Magic. What it smells like. Strolling through an enchanted garden on a starry night. Fragrance notes are bejeweled berries, phantom petals, and magic musk. And then we have Moonlit Graveyard. What it smells like. Earthy, moody, and oh, so spooky. Fragrance notes. Tombstone moss, cold, foggy air, and
Specifically
eerie...
tombstone moss.
Tombstone, and they are not wrong. And eerie incense. And that's what I have to say is like, Moonlit Graveyard will not be for everybody. Some people will be absolutely repulsed by it, but I like it. It's really evocative.
Here's the thing for me. Everlasting Magic, I really, really liked. I thought it was very intriguing. And that's saying something for me because the top of it is a giant danger noodle. And I don't fucks with snakes. I don't fucks with them. But I would repeatedly, in all of my visits, I would come back to this and I'd smell it again. I'd be like, oh, this smells really, really nice. I like this. It's like...
It reminds me a little bit of like
it's
a thousand
perfume.
wishes. Yeah, it's like a thousand wishes and champagne toast, which are very, again, a little bit middle school girl perfume.
Yes. I totally. But then Moonlit Graveyard, I was smelling and I was like really off put by it until this time on Sunday when I went in, and I was obsessed with it.
Yeah, I bought the hand
Obsessed
sanitizer.
with it.
Let me smell it now. Hang on.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie. It gives me like it creeps me out, but I am very drawn to it.
I know, and I think
it's
that's
really
why,
off-putting,
for me,
but I like it.
Everlasting Magic and Moonlit Graveyard, both as candles, smelling them as candles, I think both work really, really well. But personally, even though I was kind of repulsed by it for a while, I want to give it to Moonlit Graveyard too because
I do.
At least it's doing something fucking different.
It's
in the Halloween collection.
I've never smelled anything like it. And it's Halloween. It is Halloween through and through. Fuck yeah, Moonlit Graveyard.
The incense was like doing it for me. Like
yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
Next up we have Ghoul Friend and Midnight Spell. Ghoul Friend is another one that's been returning for a very, very long time. It's very, berry kind of thing. So what it smells like, bright, fruity, and simply fabulous. The fragrance notes are dark strawberries, ghostly peony, and spine-chilling citrus. Midnight Spell, what it smells like, an enchanted walk in the woods. Not to be confused with Everlasting Magic, which is an enchanted stroll in a garden.
Very different.
Midnight Spell has fragrance notes of mystic air, moonlit woods, and crystal amber. Listen, folks. Jesus. Midnight Spell pulls it a little bit ahead of me from Ghoul Friend. Midnight Spell was 6.5 out of 10 for me. I said it was nice, but it was somewhat nondescript for me.
Yeah.
Definitely fits the middle school girl vibe.
Yes.
Definitely works as like a lotion for them. Ghoul Friend, that is 5 out of 10 for me. It is like too sweet.
I hate that smell. I just hate
smells, the strawberry
it's a
and
starburst.
the peony together is just
it's
like...
It's a starburst. It's awful.
It's a lot.
And that's the thing is like, if you called it trick-or-treat candies, I'd be like, all right, it would make me hate it less. But like, I don't think Ghoul Friend should smell like that. I don't know what it should smell like, but it's too much.
In some ways, I kind of get the name Ghoul Friend, where it's like, oh, this is my like...
Oh, friend, like from
like
middle
my
school?
Ghoul friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it the whole concept like reeks of immaturity for me.
Yeah, it's awful.
And this is we're talking about this.
I agree. It smells like it's like the scent equivalent of like a 6-year-old.
Yes. But like it has such a, like the way that they've been designing it this year, the designs look so cool that I'm like, oh yeah, Ghoul Friend. And then I pick it up and then I forget I actually don't really like this scent at all.
I don't like it. I will say,
but they keep tricking me. The graphic designers this year brought their A game.
The collection looks amazing. Yeah, no. I will say Midnight Spell, when I was in middle school, I would have been like, this is my signature scent.
Yeah. No, I totally see that.
It's my middle school.
I totally see that.
Okay, our final pairing of Halloween. We have pumpkin carving and luminous. So we'll talk to you a little bit about, why that's here. But let me read what they're supposed to smell like. So pumpkin carving, what it smells like. A sweet, spiced, pumpkin-y shift from cool fall days to dark, spooky nights. Very nice description. Fragrance notes: freshly carved pumpkin, spiced pumpkin seeds, and smooth brown sugar. And then luminous. So again, we talked about this a little earlier. It isn't Halloween per se, but it's the luxury scent of like this season that they're releasing. So we're going to put it in here. What it smells like: radiant, decadent, and sparkling. Fragrance notes are ruby currant, gilded iris, and praline amber. Interesting. I don't know if I got all that.
Luminous was not in my store when I went because it's a relatively new release in the season. And it wasn't at my store yet.
Yeah. So, okay. Like, I saw it. It was in one little shelf right up at the register of mine. So it's like they probably just got it. I smelled it and I went, ooh, nice. And it was a single wick. And for a moment, I considered it. But I didn't choose it because it reminds me of other things they've released. Like, it reminds me of some like New Year's scents that they've released. It's not anything new. It's very nice. It's not anything new and unique. Pumpkin carving, what I'll say is,
I got the fresh pumpkin.
that's what I was going to say. This smells the most like a pumpkin.
Yeah.
A literal pumpkin. Versus like pumpkin, warm, vanilla, sugar, nutmeg. No, this smells like a pumpkin.
It smells
and
like
I respect
a pumpkin.
that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't want the sweet notes. I just want pumpkin.
Yeah.
So I think I would pick this.
I would too. Like, I mean, having not spelled luminous, I'm going to like defer to you. But
yeah.
I was actually really impressed with pumpkin carving.
It's the closest to straight up pumpkin. So I think that deserves to move forward.
And I really liked the graphic design.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I liked
definitely.
the name. I think it was really good because I'm like, it does smell like what it smells like when you are carving pumpkins.
It does.
And roasting seeds in the oven.
Yep.
All right. We've made it through the bracket. So now it's going to start speeding up a bit as we go through the torture. So looping back to cozy/sweet, our first pairing we have Cozy Sunday Night versus Marshmallow Fireside. Cozy Sunday Night, I was like, hell yeah, this is really good. Did I walk away buying it? I did not. Marshmallow Fireside, have I ever bought Marshmallow Fireside? I don't know if I have. Have people in my family bought Marshmallow Fireside? Hell yes, we have.
Yeah.
And
I didn't smell Cozy Sunday Night, and I really love Marshmallow Fireside. It's nice.
Knowing your nose, I think you would have really, really liked Cozy Sunday Night.
Yeah, I bet I would have.
I don't think that there is anything that could probably take you away from Marshmallow Fireside.
I do love it. I love it.
Like, Marshmallow Fireside is just... The reason it stuck around so much is it's just such a unique scent. It was like one of the first times that they started mixing smoky.
Yeah.
It's a fire pit outside.
Yeah.
It's great. Great. Marshmallow Fireside's our winner.
Okay. Oh man, this is going to be hard. Okay. Woo. For our next pairing, we have flannel versus autumn chai.
Flannel.
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 Nah. Nice.
Flannel. I remember when they came out with flannel and I smelled it. I was like, hell yeah, I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
It is you to me.
Yeah, it is. There are a couple scents that are very me.
Yeah.
Bourbon, mahogany apple.
Yeah.
Flannel.
Yeah.
Okay, so flannel's our winner there. Great.
Yep.
All right. Now we're going into our pumpkin category. Oh, shit.
This is gonna hurt.
Sweet cinnamon pumpkin versus pumpkin apple.
This is impossible to me. It's impossible.
I mean, I can't. They both came out around the same time, too. They're some of the oldest fall scents.
They're just so good. I mean, it's like I feel like obligated to pick sweet cinnamon pumpkin. Could I just to play devil's advocate?
It says the essence of fall. They describe it themselves as the essence of fall.
I feel like if I went to like a huge candle section, like at Marshall's, for example, I could probably
find a pumpkin apple.
No, I don't agree. I was going to say the opposite. I was like, I could probably find a match to sweet cinnamon pumpkin.
I could find a pumpkin apple. Fuck.
I don't agree with you. Oh, it's so apple-y. Where else do we have that? We have clovey, warm, pumpkin-y things, but where do we have apple?
In mahogany apple?
Oh, no, but it's not now. No. Sweet cinnamon pumpkin won't be upset with you if you don't pick it. And you're the one who did say it is better as a soap.
I know. Oh, fuck, I should.
Where pumpkin apple is a candle smell. It's a good soap too, but it's candle. And there's like
Um,
there's a little bit of a lightness to it, crispness to it that's just so good.
Oh, you whore. Oh.
I know it's crazy, but
You have sweet cinnamon pumpkin burning right now?
yeah, but I have pumpkin apple on deck because this is a sweet cinnamon pumpkin from last year that I was like, let me finish it before I open a new one.
Okay. This is what I will say. My heart is always with sweet cinnamon pumpkin.
I know.
It is the scent of
I
fall.
I know.
It is the best scent, period, from Bath and Body Works in the
Gee.
fall. I will die on that hill.
Okay.
Is it the best fall candle from Bath and Body Works? Pumpkin apple, I think, works better as a candle than sweet cinnamon pumpkin does.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So I will give you pumpkin apple.
It hurts me too. It hurts me too.
No,
Don't get me wrong.
don't try and equate this. You don't understand my pain.
Wow.
Jesus. Oh my God, that hurts me so much.
I know. That's gonna
Okay.
be one of the worst ones. So moving forward, the next pumpkin category is pumpkin bonfire versus pumpkin clove.
Pumpkin bonfire.
Pumpkin
did it
bonfire
for me.
is lit for sure. Like no contest.
It's lit in many, many ways.
Like, yeah.
And also,
it's a lit up bonfire.
If now we have to talk about things that are specifically candles, pumpkin bonfire is meant to be a candle.
Oh God. And if I walked into somebody's house and it smelled like pumpkin bonfire, I'd be like, these people are sophisticated, but they like fall.
Okay. So now we're on to nature. Fuck. Why do I have to keep doing the hard ones? It's leaves versus mahogany apple.
I think I'm actually going to vote mahogany apple.
Oh.
I'm a little bit over leaves.
Oh.
The edge of it is too edgy for me. If people were coming over, I would light mahogany apple over leaves.
The candle that I am most excited to light in the fall is mahogany apple.
Mm-hmm.
But I also love leaves. I love both of them in tandem as like aromas in the air, where like sweet cinnamon pumpkin is my aroma for everything else.
I feel like mahogany apple is a very signature Bath and Body Works scent, whereas leaves, I've smelled it other places.
Listen, I'm not going to fight you that hard anymore. Mahogany apple can win.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe that in that round I killed sweet cinnamon pumpkin and leaves.
I know. I'm sorry.
What is
this was
Apple
never meant
doing?
to be easy.
Apple is here to play right now.
Yes, I know.
Fuck.
I know. Woo. Okay. So this next category, we've got two types of woods.
Two woods.
We've got sunrise, two woods. Jeez.
Two roads diverged in two woods.
So first we have sunrise woods, and then we have walk in the woods. And I will say both of these gave me an endorphin rush, but walk in the woods is very special.
Walk in the woods.
It's special.
Yeah. Walk in the woods was something different.
It's more memorable. Yeah.
All right. And now into Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
We have Vampire Blood versus Moonlit Graveyard.
I love me Moonlit Graveyard. It's so good. It's so
too.
Halloween. I
can't give it to a middle school.
No,
scent.
not the lip
I can't let that be
smacker.
the representation of Halloween.
Agreed.
Halloween is you going outside trick-or-treating and smelling the wet grass of like
yes.
the dew.
Oh, stop it.
And that's Moonlit Graveyard to me.
It is. And our final Halloween pairing, we have Midnight Spell and Pumpkin Carving. Pumpkin carving. Obviously.
Yes.
Pure pumpkin.
We don't really have like a pure pumpkin.
Yeah.
Sweet cinnamon pumpkin was that. So
we don't have
if
like
sweet
fresh
cinnamon
pumpkin
hits the dust, pumpkin carving has to keep going.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Cozy Sweet. Marshmallow Fireside versus Flannel.
Jeez.
And this is where I'm going to surprise you.
Oh.
Flannel is a fall scent to me. It is more of a January scent to me.
Agree with you.
I love flannel, and I will smell it in the fall happily, and it fits.
But it works. It works in January.
It works in January.
Yeah,
January,
I agree with you.
even into February.
Agree.
But like, we don't have that many January
into March. Into March. Let's be real.
Flannel
Into March.
gets me through the dark period in New York of January to March.
Yeah.
In a way that nothing else does. Black tie comes close in that period, but flannel gets me through. And flannel is like my go-to cozy candle.
It works so well in the winter. It's not just fall.
And I just realized I'm like, it is my go-to cozy candle. Flannel is my go-to cozy candle.
But
shit.
Marshmallow Fireside is
Caroline.
fall. It's fall though. It doesn't. It's fall. We're doing a fall candle bracket.
It's fall. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Marshmallow Fireside.
Ooh, this one is going to be spicy. Okay, pumpkin. Is it going to be pumpkin apple or pumpkin bonfire? And I don't know.
I think it has to be pumpkin apple. We have to have a representative from the original fall sense of Bath and Body Works making it into the final four. And we dropped sweet cinnamon pumpkin. We dropped leaves.
I love pumpkin
apple.
apple.
Pumpkin apple has to be there.
Do it. It's funny. This head to head are the two candles that I bought today, so I love them both. But yes, pumpkin apple.
I mean, give them both a sniff real quick.
Okay. Pumpkin apple.
Yeah.
Pumpkin bonfire is amazing, but you can get kind of some of the same things in the Marshmallow Fireside a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Nature. We've got mahogany apple and walk in the woods. I will not let walk in the woods.
I know you won't. I just want everyone to know I was flooded with emotion when I smelled this candle, but fine, mahogany apple, whatever. I'm going back to buy Walk in the Woods and I cannot wait. It's sexy. And we don't have sexy on here. We don't have sexy fall.
Mahogany apple is sexy.
No. Just do mahogany apple. Do mahogany apple. It's too much.
Well, sorry, it's the winter.
Walk in the Woods is something special, but whatever.
Mahogany is the nature scent.
But mahogany works other
Bath
times
and Body
of
Works.
year.
But not mahogany apple. Mahogany apple only works in the fall.
I'm not sure
in
I
the
believe
Woods
you.
absolutely. Absolutely. Only works in the fall.
Fine.
Walk in the Woods can work other times of the year. There's nothing specifically fall about it.
Fine. You know what? Fine.
Mahogany
I'll give it to you.
apple only comes out one time a year.
Whatever.
Oh my God. All right. Do Halloween.
Halloween. And this is interesting. Moonlit graveyard and pumpkin carving. Halloween. Creepy, spooky, weird. For me, it's Moonlit Graveyard.
Moonlit Graveyard.
And because you know what it is? Because I think about like when Vampire Blood came out, I was like, ooh, I want something weird and dark. And it wasn't. And Moonlit Graveyard is weird and dark. And I'm having a Halloween party. I want Moonlit Graveyard to be there.
I mean, I'll give you Moonlight Graveyard. That's fine.
Halloween, you know?
You
pumpkin
can have
carving.
Yes.
Pumpkin carving is an excellent pumpkin candle.
Also, if I take Walk in the Woods from you, Moonlight Graveyard is
creepy
the
Walk
Halloween
in the Woods
version of Walk in the Woods.
It's the creepy version
of Walk in the Woods. So therefore, Moonlight Graveyard is the fall Walk in the Woods.
Yep.
Okay. And now we have our final four. So our final four are Marshmallow Fireside, Pumpkin Apple, Mahogany Apple, and Moonlit Graveyard.
This is going to be a mess. Oh, God.
So let's do Marshmallow Fireside versus Pumpkin Apple.
Oh, no. Probably Pumpkin Apple.
Yeah, I think it's Pumpkin Apple.
It's one of those things that I can't really quite explain.
It's fall.
And it makes sense that the thing that beat out Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin has made it like to the final two.
Yeah, if you're going to beat out Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin.
Yeah, you got,
listen.
Oh my God. Mahogany Apple and Moonlit Graveyard. They
You're
really couldn't be more different.
Graveyard.
They could not be more different. But I'm not saying that I can get Moonlit Graveyard, but it is crazy to me that something that I really don't like is going to be in the final 2.
Moonlit Graveyard, I did not particularly care. Well, you just don't care for nature scents.
That isn't true. That's not true.
But no, the fall nature scents, the pivotal fall nature scents, you brushed them aside like they were nothing.
I'll say this.
You cast leaves aside. You cast sweater weather aside. You cast autumn woods aside. And now you wish to throw mahogany apple.
But I just want you to
nay.
know. But listen, 2 of the other woods items gave me very strong endorphin rushes. So I do not hate nature. I'll say this. I feel like Moonlit Graveyard, quintessential Halloween candle. There's nowhere else I can find like a Halloween-y candle. Is mahogany apple quintessential nature? I feel like in that category, there were more nature-y scents.
Oh, no, you're not doing this to me right now,
It's like a
baby.
sophisticated nature. It's not pure nature. It's not.
Then where should it go?
It would be a whole separate category of like that. It would go in a category with Walk in the Woods of more sexy fall. Sexy
And it
fall.
beat Walk in the Woods. So it beats Sexy Fall. And if Moonlit Graveyard is Sexy Fall, then Mahogany Apple is the
No,
winner for
Moonlit
Sexy Fall.
Graveyard is not Sexy Fall. It's Halloween. And it's
Okay, well,
quintessentially
that's not-
Halloween.
It could be
It's
quintessential.
pure spooky nighttime Halloween. You can't find anything else like this scent. You can't.
But I hated it the first 3 times I smelled it.
Well, that's something you need to work out with yourself.
That's what you have to work out about Mahogany
People
Apple.
can change.
You are rejecting me.
Oh my God. Halloween, I'm in Sleepy Hollow. I'm in the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery.
I'm not backing
crazy.
down from Mahogany Apple.
Are you kidding me?
I won't back down
No,
from it.
I don't like it.
I don't like Moonlit Graveyard. I'm digging my heels in.
Are you kidding?
I'm digging my heels
Well, so
in.
am I. I'm not giving in. I loved Moonlit Graveyard the minute I laid my nose on it. I've loved it every moment. There's nothing else like it. There's
Then
nothing
Leaves.
else like it.
Then Leaves is the winner. If we can't decide, then Leaves is the winner.
No. No.
I'm not budging.
Neither am I.
Mahogany Apple is my favorite fall scent. It is the me fall scent.
Well, Moonlit Graveyard is my me. I am Halloween creepy girl, and this
You
is my
just
favorite.
freaking found it, bitch.
Because it's
it just
new.
came out this year.
It's new.
Mahogany Apple.
Moonlit Graveyard is the smell of a haunted
Fine,
house.
bitch. I'll do this. We'll say it's a tie. Both of them can go into the final round. It's a final 3. Pumpkin Apple versus Mahogany Apple versus Moonlit Graveyard.
Okay.
Pumpkin Apple is the winner.
Pumpkin Apple is the winner.
I can't lose a friendship right now. I don't have that many friends. But you were not gonna get me to kill. You were gonna have me sacrifice all of my scents.
Listen to me.
You listen to me.
No,
You
no,
killed,
no.
You
no,
killed
no.
off. You killed off Flannel. You killed off Sweet Cinny Punkies. You killed off. You killed off Leaves. You tried to kill off Mahogany Apple. You killed off Sweater Weather. You came for all of me, Caroline.
The perfect balance is Pumpkin Apple, which combines foodie, warm, thingy, yums.
and Mahogany Apple.
And then Moonlit Graveyard, which is the other part of fall, which is Halloween, and does not pull on any of the same scent categories, is its own unique thing. It would have been the perfect final 2, but it's fine. Final 3, but it's Pumpkin Apple.
Fine. If we want to do Marshmallow Fireside versus Mahogany Apple, we can do that.
Marshmallow Fireside.
No, Mahogany Apple.
So I think we should make Pumpkin Apple the winner before this gets nasty.
Yes, because it would end with you getting thrown into a damn cauldron, baby.
Congratulations, Pumpkin Apple. It makes sense. It is the scent that defeated Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin. It makes perfect sense.
As a candle, let us be very, very clear.
Yes, but this is
As
a candle bracket.
candle.
It's a candle bracket.
Yes. But as a candle, And let the record show when she's been sniffing Moonlit Graveyard, she's been sniffing a pocket back. So she doesn't have the correct scent profile for this. Let's be real.
The budget was tight today. Okay.
And whose fault is that? The AMPTP.
Yeah.
Thanks, Strike.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Congratulations, Pumpkin Apple. This was probably one of the most unhinged things that we've done.
Ridiculous. Oh my God.
I have a full-on March Madness style bracket in front of me, color-coded with fall candle scents from Bath & Body Works.
We are nothing if not truly ourselves.
Yeah.
And thank you to all of you for letting us be ourselves.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
If you liked what you heard, please remember to hit follow or subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast. That way all of our episodes download to your device. You don't miss out on anything. And this is that time where you're going to hit 5 stars and leave us a review because we are on strike. We are suffering, and that will brighten our day. And we just did an entire episode about candles. So, pretty please, can we have a review? Thank you.
Oh, and please follow us on social media. We are at Poor Unfortunate Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. I'm sure that the content that comes out related to this episode will be truly unhinged and on a new level, so you don't want to miss it. And it's also a great way for you all to share your opinions about these candles. Please go smell some and share your thoughts with us on social media.
Defend Mahogany Apple, my minions.
And please, if you want even more Poor Unfortunate Podcast and the two of us and the Poor Unfortunate fam in your life, please join the Poor Unfortunate fam, our private Facebook group. We discuss the episodes in there. When the strike is not happening, we discuss a lot of other things that might interest you, and we hope to get back to that soon. But in the meantime, let's talk about fall. Why not, right? And we'd love to get to know you. Listen, this whole episode came out of a suggestion from a listener. So if you want to really have some influence on this podcast, please join us in our private group. DM us on Instagram. We want to hear from you.
And if you're looking for some merch, we have some great items in the Poor Unfortunate shop. It's poorunfortunatepodcast.com/shop. It is cooling down. You need a sweatshirt. We got you covered. Get your Poor Unfortunate Podcast sweatshirt.
I'm wearing mine right now. It got so crisp today, and I grabbed my Poor Unfortunate Podcast sweatshirt, and I'm so happy.
And as I always say, it does take us a little bit of money to keep the podcast up and running and coming to you. We do have a PayPal account. It's linked in our episode description and in the website links on our social media accounts. Truly, anything that you have to spare goes a long way for us. It could be $1, it could be $5, $10, more than that. It could be a monthly donation. It could be a one-time donation. It all just goes right back into the podcast, helping us keep it free and ad-free for the most part. And thank you to all of our monthly donors, especially right now. It has been very, very needed in order to help us keep the podcast going and, you know, even just hosting our podcast, keeping past episodes available to you all in this moment. So thank you to all of our monthly donors. Without you, we would cease to exist. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, until next time, Beluga Sevruga.